Hi, I'm Teresa Elling. Welcome to the Peaceful Home. Today I'm going to show you how to do some fall arrangements by gathering dead weeds and plants around and putting them into containers that you already have, making this decor project absolutely free. I started years ago driving out into the country and gathering supplies to take home and make arrangements. This year, I gathered almost all of this on our own property, and I'm going to show you a little tour of that. And then I also went up on a drive to the mountains yesterday, got a few more things, and I'm going to show you how to do a small arrangement, a tall one, some smaller bouquets, and wreaths as well. I just need a couple more things for some of my arrangements. So I'm going to go on a little walk and pick some things. Our property, I think it looks beautiful in every season, but I have to admit it's amazing in the spring when it is so green. Right now everything's pretty dried out. This is one bush that just thrives. We don't even water it. And I did look it up, but I've already forgotten the name of it. I'm going to take you to one of my favorite plants. So if any of you are horticulturists and know the names of these things, you can let me know. But here's this one. The beautiful orange in the background, that is a buckeye tree, and those are just gorgeous in the fall. So beautiful. But this is the plant that I just love. It's my favorite to use in arrangements. So we'll start with a simple vase like this, just this amber glass that was thrifted. And I tend to start with greens first in a fresh floral arrangement. Now, I am not a florist. This is just me hacking at this and trying different things to see what works. But a lot of times I like to start with some green in the middle to kind of hold my arrangement. The problem with this is it's a very narrow neck, so I actually cannot fit too much in here. So I think I'll skip the greens for now and start with one color. I'm going to choose this gold color, and I'm going to just simply put the pieces in and let them fall in different directions. So 3, I often do 3. Odd numbers are great. I have a 4th though, so I'm going to go ahead and stick it in there. And then I'm going to go to my next color, which is this rust red. And my height is good on this. Got obstacles. I'm going to go ahead and stick a few of these pieces, and it's already filling the neck of the bottle. So there isn't going to be too much more that will fit, but I'm going to come over on this other side. A lot of times you need to strip the stuff down below the neck of the bottle so that you can fit it in. Do that, pop that in there. And I like to see it flare out a bit. I also like to go a little more than double. So the height of the bottle, I would do that height plus a little extra. And I've got some short pieces of red, so I'll put those in where I'm not seeing red, kind of in different directions. And then I'm going to add some eucalyptus. The thing that's nice about eucalyptus is it's very flexible and the stems are very thin. So I probably don't even need to cut that. And I love the way it just kind of flares out. Maybe a little too much on this one, so I'm going to trim that, strip some leaves, and make this its own piece here. Slide it in. So again, strip any leaves down below that are going to be below the neck. I'm going to give this a turn. And I can add more to this, but that was, what, 2 minutes? And I already have an arrangement that I think is just beautiful with dried out flowers. If you saw my fall home tour, you saw how I took a wreath that I already had and just added some more dried flowers to it. And that's easy to do with anything like this, or a dried grape wreath that you can pick up pretty inexpensively at either a thrift store or a craft store. This is a wreath I have on my front door most of the year, and all you need to do is decide what you want to put in it. Say a few of these. Love this yellow. And break off a section. And these are going in a certain direction. So keep your flowers going that direction as well. And I would just tuck them deep inside and let them kind of stick out in the same direction. And it's that simple. You can go all the way around. You can switch and get another color and kind of balance where you put that color. And this is so simple, and again, free if you're adding on to a wreath you already have. Lastly, I'm going to show you how to do a very tall arrangement. And again, there are a couple of choices here. I could leave these greens in and simply add to it with some dried flowers. That would be the simplest. But I'm going to go ahead and try from scratch with some of the taller pieces I have. Just wanted to show you with this eucalyptus, I kind of look at the height that I want it to come out of the side and droop a little bit, and then make sure it's not too long to get in the bottom of my vase. So this needs to be clipped off a couple of inches. I'll strip everything below the neck of my bottle. And then when I put it in, pushing it way down in there until it's the height I want. Now, if I wanted it to go in farther, I would cut it a little shorter, but I think that's just about right. So you can kind of see, depending on whether you want a 360 arrangement that would go all the way around and seen from all sides, or if it's going to be tucked in a corner, you don't have to be as particular. You can make sure one side of it looks nice. But again, this took me maybe 5 minutes, pretty simple and free. It doesn't cost anything. And these also make great gifts. The last one I want to show you is a simple swag. And this is very similar to the ones in my home tour that I showed you that were just kind of lying around on shelves. And these are really easy to do with kids. You want to start with a base. I'm going to choose this and cut them off about here, because basically this is going to hang upside down and be tied with twine. So this is kind of my handle. And what you do is you start with a base and then you layer on top of that. So let's see, I really like these. I'm gonna look, how would these look layered? Actually, I think these might look pretty underneath. So I'll put these as the layer beneath, and this is the next layer on top. So, okay, I like how that looks so far. Hoping you can see this and that this big arrangement isn't in the way. All right, next, I think I'll go with some of this yellow. And you can just take a little or a lot and make your next layer here of color. And I really love these stalks. These are so pretty. So maybe put a few of those in. You can even tuck a separate little color on the side if you want. And then a little bit of this red. And then you just have to decide where you want to tie it off. I would love just a little more red right here. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm going to try this. That's better. So once you have that, a lot of times I'll take off the excess leaves up here, cut everything off evenly, and then tie a piece of ribbon or twine right around here, and you just hang this upside down, or you can lay it on a shelf, you can stick it in a basket, and these are really easy for kids because they can't mess them up, and simple, and they love to make a mess, and it's pretty easy to clean up afterwards. Here's some footage of the trip I took yesterday in the mountains to gather some wildflowers and some dried foliage. This is manzanita, one of my favorite trees. It's so beautiful. And as a kid, my favorite thing to do this time of year was to rub this curly bark off. It rubs right off and reveals this smooth bark underneath. And it's just beautiful. This plant is gorgeous in the fall with the red. And I might not know the names of all the plants that I gather, but I do know that this is poison oak. So please be aware of what this looks like. It's very prevalent in the country and in the mountains along the roadside. So you definitely don't want to get tangled up in this. More of the rust plant, almost grabbed it. This is poison oak that has not turned, so I almost missed it. It's pure green. You can see the 3 leaves together, which is the classic marking of poison oak, being that I am on the west coast. Poison ivy is prevalent on the east coast. Often it turns yellow too and is really pretty, but regardless, you've got to watch for that. Sometimes wild blackberry looks very similar, except it will have thorns. I hope you'll try a few of these projects and use them in your home to decorate for fall. Thanks so much for joining me today.